Hello students, I'm Shivpriya from Government College of Engineering, Tirunelveli, from Department of Computer Science and Engineering. I'm working as a temporary assistant professor. I'm handling software project management for the final year. Today I'm going to share a few things about software configuration management. So in Unit 4, the main concept and many important questions in previous, you have to refer your previous questions papers. Software configuration management is very important topic. So you have to it's not any mathematical calculation is there. So just you have to know the details about what are the changes made during their software process project management, how to control it. So here, before that, software configuration management. First of all, software configuration management is nothing but tracking and controlling changes to software. So in each and every phase, you have to maintain some changes according to particular review, or otherwise your senior project managers give suggestion about to change the process, or otherwise your client, sometimes your client gives some I need to change this one. So in each and every phase you have to follow some changes, but you should controlling and tracking changes to the software, then only it does not deploy an effective configuration management system. So each and every phase you have to concentrate on changes, means you not deploy an successive product to your client. So that wise we have to go for the topic software configuration management. So before that, software configuration management, software configuration items. So here items, software configuration items is that in what are all the key factors: program, data, documents, requirement specification, test cases. So these are under the topic of software configuration items. So in SCM, SCA changed during the development. Such changes must be actively controlled. So development, each and every development, the SCA, software configuration items change. For example, requirement specification, it must be changed from one phase to next phase. So next, each and every review, you must submit your you must submit your complete level of your project to client, or your project senior project developer, means so suggestion some changes. So in each and every phases development, SCH the software configuration items to be changed. Sometimes you have to change the test case. Okay, so these are the software configuration items. Then software is here the real definitions of the software configuration management is an identity process of identifying and defining the SCAs in the system. So here SCA, in previous slides you know that in what are all the key factors are under the development of software. Okay, then the definition is SCM is the process of, first step is identifying and defining the items in the system. Second one, controlling the changes to their life cycle. Third step, recording and reporting the status of items. And final, verifying the completeness and correctness of items through some IEEE standard. So first of all, identifying, then second point, controlling the changes, third point, in what are the status you have to recording and reporting, and final step is verifying completeness and correctness of items. Then what are all these are the four processes under the software configuration management: visibility, control change, traceability, and monitoring. So visibility, control change, traceability, and monitoring is nothing but in each and every phase development. So you conduct some review. So within 2 weeks once, monthly twice, or monthly thrice. So your senior project developer conduct some review. So through this review, the developer know that your project, your process in which state, it's successful or not, it's complete or not, it's under the budget, or otherwise it's complete. If you have any risk management is there, and if you have any resources you have to need it, and platform, then all type of what are all the resources still need, and mainly it's the review must be know that your project in before the deadline time you have to complete or not. So these are all the main important factors should know only on review process. Then CMM KPI on SCM. So CMM is capability maturity model. KPI is a key process area on SCM. So capability maturity model is used to, so your project in in difficult state means it must be improved or upgraded only through capability maturity model. So give suggestion about 4 goals. And first goal is plan. And second one is identify, control and available. Third one, changes to identify software work products or control. And final one is status. So in what are all the process under changes and how do we recover it. So these are the status reporting in your final goal. Then baseline. So first, so each and every phase one you have to follow some baseline. Baseline is nothing but a specification or product. So here follow some constraints between them each and every phase. So then what are all the components of SCM? First one is software configuration identification, then change control, then status accounting, and final is audit. So these are the most components of most components in SCM. So identification is nothing but, so it should be an identified means given an identification. For example, a requirement documentation. For example, so documentation means you have to take the consideration of chapters or section. Then what are all the file consisting of models? What are the file consisting of model definition? So the file means it may be a data file or documentations or a previous file or your existing system report. So everything's to be considered under the requirement documentation. So these are the example of SCA. Then baselines of your software development life cycle. So here you know that requirement analysis, design, coding, testing and final release stage. So each and every phase you have to follow some baseline. So requirement analysis means software requirement specification. Design means design specification. Coding means it's your source code. And testing and integration, test plan and data. And final is an operational software. So this phase you have to produce your operational software. So your final step is to, you have to submit your client. So operational process is their final step. Then second one, first one is identification is complete and second component is change control. Change control is a process of changes to the SCA. In formal definitions, SCA means a software configuration item. So an element of configuration management, evaluation, coordination, approval, disapproval. So these are all the items or formal establishment of software configuration identification. Then change control process. So how the change control process? The decision making process is carried out by configuration control board. CCB is very important. Configuration control board. So what are the main factors and what are all the key process of software configuration? Configuration control board consists of a group of people. For example, in very large project, the function of the change control board are normally discharged by the project manager or some senior member of the development team. Once the CCB review the changes to the model, the project manager update the old configuration item to some operation. A configuration control tool does not allow a developer to replace a work product. So he must get an authorization from the change control board. Then only you have to successfully produce your project. The incomplete, modified or improperly modified work product cannot update it in the configuration. So here you must you get a clear clarity about configuration control board. So simply say that is a configuration control board. So here only you have to authorization. If you have any changes, your changes must be corrected one and completed one, then only you get an authorized from the configuration control board, otherwise it's dropped. So these changes to be announced by your senior project manager. So through some guidelines you have to changes, and changes are followed and finally complete the process. And change control process, the main the change control process, the main work is change is well motivated. In what are all the changes? In first phase, you have to follow only this type of changes. It's not restriction. Your changes is well motivated. And second one is developer has considered and document the effect of the change. Developer decision is taking very important for considering the documentation process. And third one is changes interact well with the changes made by the developers. For example, in your team, your co-worker have some suggestion about changes. So these changes will interact with other changes. Then final is validate the changes. Someone has tested the changed code and has verified that the change is consistent with the need. So you have your side, you have tested the change code means. Another one is verify that okay, this change is necessary for this time, or your change is consistent with the need. Okay, so in here you are working or approved under review only. You are working or approved or disapproved. Approved means it's under SCM, software configuration management. Otherwise your working is disapproved. Then change control process, it's like library system. For example, check-in check-out process. Once the changes has been approved, checked out from the library for change. Otherwise, once the change has been implemented, checked into the library. So check-in check-out process. Changes has been approved only you have to from library. Otherwise, changes has been implemented means checked into the library. Then change request form. So you have to submit one request form. Informations and what reason for your change, priority of the change. So these types of informations you have to submit it. And decision. CCP decision using based on your cost benefit analysis, quality issue scheduling, or assign a unique number to your reference. So here your approval or disapproval is based on cost benefit issues and scheduling. Then accounting it's like the objective. So your changes should be answer these types of questions, and what are the number of average time to process, and implementing schedule or not schedule, status. So these types of questions your changes should be answered. Then configuration auditing. Auditing is auditor. It's from external development, not in your development team. It's from external. He is in charge of determining and define process. So here your auditor should be auditing, saying okay, your changes should be documentation properly followed, and these types of auditing is there. And final, SCM followed the two open source of resources. One is SCSS, source code control system, and other one is revision control system. Source code control system is used to the developer freely use the previous one code and allow the changes. And review control system is the developer make a own documentation. So here both are user friendly. Your developer is you have to develop any documentation on previous coding you should develop. And so here two open source resources of SCM, SCSS and RCS, and again telling source code control system is used to use your developer allow to developer to refer the previous original coding and allow changes. And revision control system means your developer make a own documentation. There is no intermediate between them. So many of the similar tools is there. So here are the main resources for. Then here plan, tools, techniques, activities, record collections here. Then so overall SCM configuration is nothing, software configuration management is your software configuration items on what are all the changes. It must be controllable through software configuration management. So here you must mention the point identification, change control, accounting and auditing. You have to explain the four major topics. And final is two open source software configuration management. One is SCCS, in another one is RCS. SCCS, and other one is RCS. So two popular configuration management tools available on Unix system. So in the SCSS and RCS, after the changes have been reviewed, they check in the changed model, and necessary changes means it must be completed. So overall, software configuration management is there. So it's very important topic. So you need to concentrate on 4th unit. Okay, thank you students. I hope that you understand the topic, and if you have any doubt means you must mention the you have to mention the I give my mail ID in the description. So you have to mention, and in what are all the topics you know means you give suggestion about that and giving video. Thank you students.